since you brought it up, let me just show you this headline in The Guardian. Rachel Reeves to decide by Wednesday whether to change fiscal rules. Now, the fiscal rules, as you said, I think earlier, inherited, or she's decided to stick to the Conservative fiscal rules, which is that debt should be falling in the 5th year by the end of the Parliament as a proportion of GDP. Do you agree with Sonia that that has to change, or should change, in order to borrow?
Yeah, a couple of points. Just to come back on the exit tax, you know, this is the Berlin Wall of tax proposals. This is a tax proposal of a completely bankrupt country that is forcing its wealthy and successful citizens and residents to leave, and is trying to stop them from leaving.
I'd just like to challenge
on that, and I'll come back to you.
Let me quickly challenge that combination.
You don't
of words.
believe millionaires are already going?
Successful and wealthy. You know, there are people. Michelle Mone is successful and is wealthy. Whether she's been successful in terms of making money, but the point I'm trying to make is,
but if they're leaving, is that a problem potentially? If they pay as much income tax as those figures actually say, nearly 30% of all income tax now is paid by the top 1% of income tax payers, and if they are leaving, Ben Houchins, you think it's already happening?
So maybe we, maybe we do need to look at the flows of capital and how mobile they are, and I think that's something. I'm being really honest here. I think most people have accepted that under Trump and Biden, globalisation, the limits of globalisation has taken place. It's now acknowledged that there are limits to that in terms of supply chains and how the economy works. Now, I'm not saying that we go into a completely isolationist phase, but I'm saying there is a conversation to be had about capital flows and about how they're controlled.
Everyone wants to come in, but go, you come first and I'll come back to you.
On the fiscal rules, the 5th largest item of government spending now is debt interest. £102 billion a year is spent on debt interest. If we didn't have that debt interest to spend, every single problem that we're talking about in this country could probably be solved by government revenues. So any fiscal change that leads to an increase in the national debt over the medium to long term, and a competent increase in the debt interest and the amount that we're spending on servicing the debt is not, I don't think, is a sustainable.